So I think all of you are active enough to prepare figures of speech. Many times earlier also in the class we have discussed the same topic, and I hope some of you are already well aware of about it. Yesterday some of the poetic devices we have studied in the class in the poem childhood, like oxymoron we have studied, like other poetic devices like rationalism, individuality, devices we have gone through. Even enjambment was there. So today we are going to discuss it with, in the beginning, simile. So what actually a simile is, as all of you are well aware, simile is a kind of comparison device. Simile is a kind of comparison device, and usually whenever simile is being used, which points are being used? As, like, seen, appear. So all these words are being used in the form of simile, and kind of comparison is being done when we use simile. Okay, or we can define it like, is a word, simile is a word or a phrase that compares, or things that compares, PARES, that compares words or things with another to make description more clear. Okay, so that is considered simile. Examples I have given to you earlier, even in the class, like as green as grass. Okay, that is considered simile, as green as grass. We can compare it like as white as snow. That is also considered simile. Okay, we have studied even a poem earlier in plus one in term one, sleek as lizard. That also we have studied. Okay, one more example I have told you earlier, like he has compared his mother like a corpse. Corpse means dead body of a human being. That is called corpse. Okay. Animal's dead body is known as carcass. CARCASS. So this is poetic device called simile. Comparison device it is, as, like, seem, appear. इनमें से कोई word जो usually है उस phrase में, word में या sentence में use किया जा सकता है to compare two things all together to make descriptions more clear. Okay, so now let us go through the next one. The next one is metaphor. Metaphor is also a kind of comparison device of two different things. Here the things were alike, here the things are somewhat different. They're not the same one, or we can say comparison of two different items. Comparison of two different items. Comparison of two different items, or hidden similarities. One simple definitions also we can hear. Hidden similarities between two different things. Between two different things. Okay, so that is called metaphor. Metaphor examples are so many, as we have discussed even earlier. If we have to discuss EG, would any one of you would like to tell me what is the full form of EG? Is there anyone who can tell me the full form of EG? In Indian language, we call it for example. Otherwise, full abbreviated form. Let me see who knows. Uh-huh.
Example, Gracia.
Very good. As Arupam has spoken, EG stands for exempli gratia. Okay. Uh, exempli gratia, or in simple language we call it, in Indian language we call it for example. So like painted with the fog. We can't paint anything with the fog, but it is a comparison. So that is called metaphor. Painted with the fog. Next, one more example can be written down, like children spilling. Children spilling. Otherwise, liquid can only spill out. जो तरल पदार्थ होता है, लिक्विड होता है, वही स्पिल हो सकता है. बट हेयर to whom he is comparing with children. Children are spilling out. So that is why it is also being called a metaphor. Okay. Or one more example, like the road was a ribbon of light. That is also example of a metaphor. Or a very simple example, like if I will say Budlada is the heart of Mansa, है ना? So I am comparing Budlada to Mansa with using heart. So that is called metaphor, figure of speech, comparison device of two different things. That is also comparison device. Now let us move further. Third one. The third one is irony. Irony is the third one. So how we can explain it? To express something something other than, and especially the opposite of its literal meaning. Opposite of its literal meaning. As one example I have discussed earlier in the class, even some of you have might attended, like Sahibe Alam. Sahibe Alam. What actually Sahibe Alam means? It means Lord of Universe. Lord of Universe. But in the chapter, what actually Sahib's profession was, that is rag picker. So that is totally ironical. Okay, why it is ironical? Because the meaning of Sahib is Lord of the Universe, but on the contrary, he is a rag picker. So that is why the definition is explaining to express something other than, and especially the opposite of his literal meaning. इसका जो literal meaning है, उसका ये profession बिल्कुल उसके opposite है. So that is called irony here. Okay. So now the next one, the fourth one. Fourth one is assonance. Assonance and consonance poetic device already you have done. So how can we express it? Similar vowel sounds. Similar vowel sounds. That's called assonance. Okay. Like example, belled, flowery, bell, flowery, tarlies, valley. Okay, so here the sound is of a vowel E. That's why it's called assonance. Assonance, vowel sound A, E, I, O, U. So on the contrary of assonance, what other device is known as? Let me know hurriedly. Consonance. That is consonance. The contrary one means exception of vowels A, E, I, O, U. The rest one is consonants. Similar consonant sounds. Consonants sounds, or consonants sound. Like example is fingers fluttering. Fingers fluttering. As you are not having enough poetry, so that we may explain each and everything, you were having only one poem left in term 2, that was childhood, that we have discussed yesterday. Even one extra poem, father to son, we had studied. previously. But even then, even in plus 2 after plus 1, all these poetic devices, figures of speeches will be helpful for you, beneficial for you. So there will be no harm if you learn more than 2 year syllabus. So fingers fluttering here is under the category of consonants. So could you tell me which consonant is being repeated or being stressed?
F.
Sir, F.
F. Only one or two students usually participate. Others are just passive listeners. Students, especially who will interact with me a lot in online class, will definitely get benefit of it later. So you must know it. Okay, one more example we can discuss, like tip top of shop. Tip top of shop. Here, the sound. Could you tell me here? Tip top
P.
of shop. Very good.
P.
P. And in art, Jennifer.
Sir, N.
N.
Okay, at least if you are not able to speak, you can even write down. Okay, many students are just passive only. I am watching N. Okay, so that is consonance. You can say contrary to assonance. That's called here assonance or consonance. Now next one is anaphora. Anaphora. Okay, now what actually anaphora is? Repetition. Repetition, repetition of same words. Repetition of same words, that's called anaphora. Okay, or we can explain it further at the beginning of sentence or a clause. Okay, that's called anaphora. So like if I am going to write, for example, they do not. This is the first line, and the second line begins from the same thing. They pace. Okay, so the two consecutive lines are beginning with the same words. They. So that's what it's called a anaphora. So all of you must remember anaphora, figure of speech or poetic device. It's called anaphora. Now alliteration. 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 The next one, repetition or stress. Repetition. No, it's not from the yesterday's poem. I'm just going through all the poetic devices which are important for your syllabus point of view. Not only yesterday's poem only. अकेले कल की पोएम के बारे में डिस्कस नहीं कर रहे हैं बच्चे, हम ओवरऑल फिगर ऑफ स्पीचेस की डिस्कशन कर रहे हैं आज, जो कि आपके लिए बेनिफिशियल्स होंगी. ओके, so otherwise yesterday even I had a talk already the poetic devices which were there in the poem, and even then if you will be having problem you can ping me up, I will explain it. Alliteration, repetition of a consonant sound. Consonant sound at the beginning. At the beginning or more consecutive words, or more consecutive words. Okay, for example, if I'm going to talk about here, like in the poem earlier you have studied September sunlight is one of the example of alliteration. Says September sunlight. One phrase we have studied, tree trembles. Tree trembles also we have studied. That is also the same example of alliteration. Okay. Now the next one, eighth one. Eighth one is repetition. 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 As name itself tells us, okay, the word is going to be repeat. Okay, a repeated use of word. Repeated. Repeated use of word or word pattern. repeated use of word or word pattern will be there. That's called repetition. Okay, for example, if I may just speak here, for example, break, break, oh, break. So that is under repetition. Okay, or if I say one more example, smile and smile and smile. So this will come under the category of a repetition. Okay, so now let us move to the next one, ninth one. Okay, ninth one is illusion. Okay, this is not illusion, for your kind information. Illusion, ALLUSION, illusion. So what actually illusion, figure of speech is, poetic device is, it is reference to well known well-known person or a figure. Reference to well-known person or a figure, that is called illusion. So if we just talk about example of illusion, one example, if it is given like Tyrolese Valley. Tyrolese Valley is a well-known place in, it is an Austrian Alpine province. Okay. One more example I can give you, like Shakespeare. If it is given SHAKESPEARE, Shakespeare. So these are the examples of a well-known person and moreover figure that comes under the category of illusion. Okay. Okay, one example I'm going to ask you, whether you are able to give me example of a well-known person then figure. Any one of you, hurry up, which comes under the category of illusion.
Nelson Mandela.
Okay, very good. Nelson Mandela, as Rupam has responded. Other students must also try to participate, dear students. Students who are participating will definitely get the benefit of it. Abraham Lincoln, as Pradeep is mentioning, nice. That is also under the
Mahatma
category.
Gandhi.
Haha, yes, you can speak, dear.
Sir, Mahatma Gandhi.
Mahatma Gandhi, that's nice. Eden Garden, Mona Lisa, Statue of Liberty, very good. Many of you are now understanding the thing which I want to convey. Okay, now the next one, 10th one. 10th one is oxymoron. Okay, oxymoron. Now let us find out what actually the oxymoron is. Yesterday, as some of the students were having doubt regarding oxymoron and antithesis. So what actually the oxymoron is? The conjoining, the conjoining of two contradictory words, contradictory words, conjoining of two contradictory words. Labored is example of an oxymoron, no doubt. Labored, देखिए labored क्या होता है, as रूपम is asking, labored होता है हार्ड वर्क, है ना, हार्ड वर्क करना. और जो ease है, ease word is comfort, आराम, है ना. So both are different to each other or contrary to each other. So now oxymoron, what actually it is saying, the conjoining of two contradictory words altogether. Okay, or in simple language we can say opposite words. For more clarification, opposite words. Okay, now let me give you examples. Yesterday also we have studied many examples, like one is mighty dead. Mighty dead. So mighty is a strong person and dead जो बिल्कुल भी जिसमें जीवन नहीं है. Hell and heaven we have studied. Hell and heaven, so that is also comes under the category of oxymoron. Okay, so dear students, 10 literary devices or figure of speeches we have studied today, and I hope all of you have understood it nicely. But still we are not going to end the class. Very important information once again I am going to give you. All of you must participate in Pariksha Pe Charcha contest 2022, and you will be awarded a certificate also of participation. And go through the link and participate. 2 to 3 themes are being given there for 9th to 12 students. And if any query you are having regarding participation, you can WhatsApp me, you can call me. I will definitely try to help you. And moreover, first thing which you will get, that is the participation certificate. And if your answer if your essay got selected, you definitely will get a special kit from the ministry. Okay, so I think apart from academic activities, you should also participate in these activities, which will definitely beneficial for you. Okay, and the second announcement is tomorrow, as I'm when I will start the class. First of all, I will ask the questions from the same poetic devices, and all of you have to bring your second book, snapshot, as your hornbill book is already over. Many things we have already studied from the hornbill. So now we have to start second book, snapshot, which you have to carry with you in online class of yours tomorrow. So now some questions in wind up class from the same poetic devices, figures of speeches. Budlada is the heart of Mansa. Identify which figure of speech it is. Hurry up. Budlada is the heart of Mansa. Identify.
Sir, metaphor.
Metaphor.
Metaphor. Two students have spoken. Some are even writing. Sandli has written. Riaz has written. Krisha, Yugal, Sajavar, Harjot, Manav. Okay, you should be quick enough, बच्चे, for the answer. जल्दी जल्दी से आंसर देना है आपने. Okay, one more question. Question is, as green, as black as coal.
Hindi.
Simile, sir.
Okay, simile. As many of you are speaking simile, simile it is. Try to speak as early as possible, okay? Because it will take too much time in writing. You can speak your answers quickly, and you will definitely get the points of it. Okay, one more example. I'm going to ask you. You have to answer me. And the question is, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel.
Illusion.
Allusion. Allusion.
Allusion.
Okay, okay. Next is the Pink City, Jaipur.
Metaphor.
Hurry up, hurry up. Other students. Pink City, Jaipur. Definitely, it can be a metaphor as comparison is being done. The second is illusion also. A well-known place it is. As in figure of speeches, illusion I have told you, reference to a well-known person or a well-known figure, that is also comes under the same category. So in MCQ form, if the question will be, the option will be one only, either from illusion or from the metaphor. If both will be there, there will be definitely an option A and B. Okay. Okay. One more last question I'm going to ask you. You have to tell me. And the question is good and bad.
Oxymoron.
Oxymoron.
Sir, oxymoron.
Oxymoron.
Oxymoron. Okay. Okay, dear. Let us wind up the class. First, homework of you people. The poem which we have read yesterday, you have to write it down in the fair copy of yours. First, word meaning, then question answers of NCERT, and then summary. Okay, and after that, you have to go through your BBC Compacta literature module. All of you have already purchased it, and you have to solve MCQs questions and reference to contest also in the same book. Regarding any problem of any question, you can ask me at any time. Okay, for today I think it is enough. Till then, stay safe and stay happy. Goodbye.